So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special session of Break Diaries. And today we will have a very, very special guest with us, Dr. Mahesh Gandhi. And I'm really looking forward to to talk to him. And you will be also surprised to listen to him, to witness his wit, his knowledge, and the journey which he has gone through, because he's a MD psychiatric in modern medicine, and then he turned towards homeopathy, and he's a very good teacher, extremely good practitioner, and an amazing human being. So I'm really looking forward for this interview. He was also my teacher in the other song, and it's a great privilege for us to conduct this specific talk with him. I'm really thankful to him that he agreed to do this. And I can see there are so many students of Sir, joining. So I hope you all are also excited to listen to him. Isn't it? And also, if you have any questions for him, you can just type in the comment box, and we will take those questions in the end if time allows. But you can send them for sure.
Okay, ji.
Yes, sir.
There was some mistake.
I'm so sorry, sir. I just messaged you. I should have called you before going live. Yes. So, sir, welcome. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation to come into this Break Diaries session. I'm really grateful to you. Thank you.
My pleasure, and welcome to all the people who are here attending.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. All people were waiting for you. And it's a great privilege to have you for this talk. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined here. And we have with us Dr. Mahesh Gandhi. He's a senior homeopath from Mumbai. He's practicing for many years. He's a teacher, he's a writer, he has written so many books, and he's teaching on national and international platforms. So I want to give a brief introduction about Sir, though I know that Sir needs no introduction at all. He's very popular amongst all the homeopaths. But this is my job, so I'm doing it. So Dr. Mahesh Gandhi is MD Psychiatry and MF Home London, and he has also done FCAH. He graduated as MD Psychiatry in Modern Medicine in 1981, and since then he's practicing. He has also taught in hospitals and medical colleges for almost 10 years. Then he had written a book in psychiatry, which is very popular amongst the undergraduates of medical student. And he has done MF Home and FCH. Because Dr. Gandhi's background is psychiatry, he has had the opportunity to treat many psychiatric cases. And he has given him tremendous insight. This has given him tremendous insight into the homeopathic treatment of psychiatry-related cases. He was also invited internationally to give seminars and also webinars since COVID has happened on many topics around the world, in USA, UK, Israel, Bulgaria, Russia, Croatia, Norway, and there are so many countries. The list is very long. And he has been conducting lectures regularly in most of these countries, and also for Indian students. He has also granted an exclusive mentorship for 50 homeopathic practitioners every year to be trained for fellowship in homeopathic psychiatry. This course is known as FHPC. It is conducted in the Athersong International Academy, and it is recognized and certified by MUHS, Maharashtra, University of Maharashtra. And he has also come up with his pioneering work called the personal evolution method. So many people are here who has been trained under Sir, and who is also practicing PEM method. This is a new way to understand and treat the patient, and it is the model which talks about mapping the inner age of a person. Within this new paradigm, Dr. Gandhi has also lent fresh relevance and wider utility to the mineral, plant, and animal kingdoms in homeopathy. And he has also incorporated the understanding of 5 elements into his basic work. So far, he has written 3 books. The first book was the foundation book, then Anxiety and Panic, and Desktop Psychiatry. And he is also writing many books. His upcoming books are on chakras, a homeopathic perspective, insight into ancient plants, invertebrates, sea creatures, butterflies, canines and felines, monocotyledons, and on various psychiatric topics. Sir, it's a great privilege to have you here, and we are really looking forward to talk to you about your journey into homeopathy. So my first question is,
what do you want? Yeah.
Please tell us about how did you become homeopath? How was your journey?
My God. Okay. So I don't know. There was some unknown script in my mind. I didn't know why I wanted to be a doctor, but it was like somehow ingrained in me since childhood. It was always that I'll be a doctor. Now I don't know why and how and what it is. But then I got into medicine.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, if you go to see, I was very much better in physics, chemistry. I was excellent.
Okay.
And all those people who are appearing for IIT were so great that at least one competitor is gone. Because I would surely get.
Okay.
Now, I'm not trying to be egoistic, but because I was very good in maths
Okay.
and chemistry. I was even topping in the universities in these subjects. But biology was not my subject.
Okay.
And for me, I'm good at concepts. And which is what I'm doing now in homeopathy. I'm not good in rote memory.
Yes.
Like in, anatomy first year, where the vein goes, where the artery goes, what are the bones and what muscles are attached where. Oh my God, it was too bad. I really felt, that where I have landed up. So that is how somehow I felt alien. So when I was doing my medical, I didn't really feel in place. And but I was not so conscious. Once I was not thinking, oh, I want to leave or anything. So I was doing that, but somehow I was struggling because I had to memorize things, and I'm not good at that. Huh? Even now, if you ask me if I would do homeopathy in the regular way, I can't imagine how your people do all these material
the Calcutta's
and study all these,
kind of.
My God, so many facts and facts and facts and facts and provings. Oh my God, I don't know how I don't think I would have failed. Actually, I would have failed. So, but I believe destiny also takes us in certain direction. And then when we are doing our undergraduate, we have, a little courses where we do all different fields too, so that we are exposed to all different fields. So we do surgery, gynec, orthopedic, everything, pediatrics. But when I did psychiatry, somehow that's where I started enjoying.
Okay.
And I could sense that, this is something where I enjoy. Because I could ask questions. It was intriguing. It was interesting. It was a little abstract. It was not concrete. How you think of mind and what it is. So that somehow fitted into my mental state. So after my MBBS, I decided I'll be a psychiatrist. And in those days, it was not one of those preferred fields.
Yes.
I could walk in because in my class, nobody other than me even competed with me. They could all think psychiatry was not at all. Now it is quite a competitive field. But that time, no. And so I became a psychiatrist. And there again, I started excelling. I liked it. But what happened is at the end of the years, what I realized is that the whole psychiatry, what I was impressed was Freudian concepts, Carl Jung, all these psychotherapy, psychoanalysis, understanding mind. That was my interest. The psychological aspect. Yes. But by the time when I joined, it had already become a biological science. So it had a bio model, which means they would see people in terms of chemical imbalances. Oh, depression, so he has serotonin problem. He has a problem with dopamine because he has got schizophrenia. Or his GABA system is not working because he's anxiety. So we made them into robots. So there was no fun, and there were like 4 classical illnesses: anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, and maybe some organic. And there were only 4 sets of medicines: anti-anxiety, antidepressant, antipsychotic, and some mood stabilizer. So it was again becoming very monotonous. It was like, the patient comes and talks. In 2 minutes, I know he is psychotic, schizophrenic. And then he will talk, what happened in his family and all. I'm not interested. I don't want to know him as a person. I just know that he's talking abnormal, he has delusion, he has hallucination, I have to give him antipsychotic. It was a very mechanical. There was no, the whole idea that I would learn psychotherapy, I will learn psychological way of looking at a person, I'll analyze him. And this is by birth. I have this interest in understanding human beings, understanding. So this is, for me, very important that if I'm treating a patient, I have to understand from where is he coming, what is happening to him, why is it happening to him, and see him in a broader perspective rather than just saying that, oh, he has got this chemical imbalance. It's like treating a car. I'm a car mechanic.
Hmm.
This is the feeling I was getting.
True.
So, and I was quite popular also though. I ranked also in my MD, and then I was a professor. I was a lecturer for many years, and I was teaching, and students were coming for my lectures.
Hmm.
I became a popular teacher even there, and I was also a professor. And same time, I also started my practice, and luckily, I started doing well. So I had no reasons to come into homeopathy other than something which was making me feel is, that I was not something fulfilling what I really wanted to.
Hmm.
Now, to my luck, that was the time I even got married. I got married in 85, and my wife's father, that is my father-in-law, he is no more there. He was a very well-known pediatrician from Mumbai. Everybody knows him.
Hmm.
But he was very holistic. He would give Ayurvedic treatment to everybody. He would give homeopathy to everybody. And also he would sit at the end of the day, all the patients were made to wait. And then he would even counsel so that they don't need to come. He will teach them what are the home remedies they can do, what they can do so they don't need to come.
Wow.
So many patients are coming, but he was he was a very different man. For me, he's like my guru. And so I asked him, I said, I'm not so happy with what I'm doing. So what do you think I should do? He said, do Ayurveda. Come, I'll teach. So he taught me.
Hmm.
We used to go on some holidays, and then he and me, we were like bookworms. He's also a little bit crazy like me. He used to be with books. So they used to tell also, you've got a good son-in-law who's just like you, only interested in books. So we would sit and he would teach me. And but what happened in Ayurveda, I learned is this Kapha Vata Pitta, but in brain, it is fantastic science.
Hmm.
You can treat a lot of arthritis, asthma, and I know many patients who can improve. Lot of pathology, skin, many things can improve. But when mind was concerned, they have only mental medicines which are mental tonics,
Okay.
like Ashwagandha, Brahmi, Shatavari, Shankapushpa. So these are not specific.
Hmm. Yes.
My patients are coming, so it was like I was giving everybody everything.
Hmm.
Okay, take Brahmavati, Shankapushpi. I started doing it. There was nothing new. It was just like giving them some mental tonic. It's like a person coming to you, weakness hai, vitamin level.
Hmm.
So it was not really, in a sense, I was not treating anxiety or OCD or schizophrenia. I was just giving them some brain tonics, sort of, which are good for the brain.
Hmm.
Like how you will say badam is good for brain or akhroat is good for brain. Now I can't start treating all my psychiatric patients with badam and akhroat.
True.
I don't expect them to improve. Correct? So it was up to that level. So then I said that it is very good, and but I need something more. So he said that whom I learned from, there was one Dr. Pai,
Hmm.
and he said he does weekend courses in homeopathy. So why don't you go and join and learn? So I said, okay, Saturday, Sundays I'll go. It was only evening, 2-3 hours on Saturday, Sunday, weekend for a year.
Okay.
And I had gone with that complete our allopathic mindset.
Mm.
And so when they were teaching, some patient was coming and they were asking such stupid questions. Oh my God. And I was sitting there, and there was one other MBBS fellow who was sitting with me. We are pinching each other saying, Kya chal raha? What nonsense are they doing? Can you imagine a patient with piles is coming? You sleep on the left hand side or right hand side? How much water you drink? I said, you bloody look there, no. Where is the piles and see what is there? Why are you asking whether your relationship with your wife is good or not? What you like to eat? I said, this has nothing to do. Problem is here, and you're going everywhere and asking so many stupid questions. So I was very censorious. And because my mindset, I think you might even ask how you came from allopathic mind to a homeopathic mind, but this is it. I had to, then what happened when this patient came with hemorrhoids? Very interesting. And I was having a big laugh there, and I said, but I will do. I was censorious, but I was open. This is some good quality of mine, that I was still open. I said, no, till the end, I'm going to see what it is. I didn't block myself. So this guy came and he prescribed him some medicine. I don't remember what in those days. And after a month or 2 months, this guy comes back and says, this is the first time in my life I have not bled.
Okay.
And I am all right. Then I said, oh my God, with all those stupid questions, he says, all right, this is the truth.
Yes.
So my whole journey of learning homeopathy was not so difficult as unlearning allopathy. Because that whole idea of focal, looking at the problem is local, not general.
Yes.
So this was one very big lesson for me, that how holistic people look and how it is the person. It is not the problem is not in the local. It is in the general, which finally manifests in the local. So this was something which I had to learn, and then I became interested. And all my studies were self-study. But I'll say I'm very lucky also, because I was practicing in Santa Cruz. Dr. Shankaran was practicing in Santa Cruz. Now he lives in Juhu.
Yeah.
I also live in Juhu. So can you imagine, I was somewhere in Croatia or I was somewhere in Germany. I would not be exposed to such great homeopaths, right?
Yes.
So somehow he would sometimes refer some patients or some opinion to me, or ask me, can we reduce medicine, something of that. And we happened to meet somewhere sometime, few times. So I knew him. So when he wrote his first book, Spirit of Homeopathy, he sent that book to me. And by then my book also had come.
Okay.
So I returned that. My book to him as a return gift to him. But I was also reading, because I had asked, he remembered because I had asked him what books to read. I am interested in homeopathy. By then I was doing self-study.
Okay.
And then when I read this book, I said, oh my God, this guy, I have not to leave him.
Yes.
Something in that book is so philosophical, and seeing the patients in such a perspective, it has sort of resonated. It's like how I would have wanted to see my patients.
Wow.
He was that time working at the delusional level. So, it's not that I read and then I kept. Very often we read what is in us.
Yes.
We only imbibe what we are already, we already know. He just puts light on it and makes us aware about it.
So true.
That happened even when I did Yakir's work, which I'll tell later. So I read that book. I read that book million times. I don't think Shankaran can quote his book as much as I can.
Oh.
That much I read his book. And then I started attending. I said, whenever you have seminars, so he would suggest that, we are having a. So I would go and attend the seminar, and I would sit there, and, I was sitting there and I started reading, but I was very, I became noticeable, because I would raise my hand, I would ask him questions, argue, counter argue, and things like that. And sort of people came to know, that this is, and then he told me that he's going to do some short course of this method, his method of homeopathy, whatever he was doing that time. It was not sensible.
Yeah.
He's saying it is for allopaths. And who wants to get oriented. I said, I'm coming.
Okay.
My wife and me, we joined that. After that, we joined another course which was for homeopaths, which was again something, where all the teachers come and teach one day at a day. Some short courses, which I did. But there also I would read a lot, and then then I was noticed, because sometimes, they would present some case and I would say, this is the remedy, and to my luck, sometimes it came out to be correct also. So he also sort of, came to know this guy is very enthusiastic. So after that, I went and told him that, see, you were out for some. So,
wow.
So by then I was also sitting with Dr. Gunwanti,
Okay.
who's no more. He's a very senior, he has written books. I would go every Wednesday, sit with him. So I was in my own way trying to do, and then I told Shankaran, can I come and sit in your clinic? He said, sure. I was a little shocked. I didn't expect such a quick answer. Yes. So I said, no, I'm not joking, because I am a professor in a hospital and I go every morning there. So if you're going to say I can only come in the morning, he said, okay. So I said, no, it's not that way, okay, because if you say no, it will be a problem for me, because I have to resign.
Okay.
So I resigned from a hospital because I wanted to sit.
Wow.
Otherwise, I would not get it. So I resigned from there. And so I kept my evening clinic, which was my own clinic, but I resigned from my teaching post there. And I came, and now that is supposed to be prestigious. No, you're a professor and you have students. And then I started sitting with him. Initially, I just told him, give me a few months just to see how you are doing. Then I'll start taking cases and present. And then I spent few years there. Then later also for a little more time, once a week I was meeting. So this was my beginning. So my first gratitude goes to Dr. Shankar. And also because his way of looking at life, his way of looking at patients somehow resonated a lot. And that was the time only spirit of homeopathy had come. After that came the substance and then soul of remedies and many more books. And those days there was no computer. Gradually the computer came, then the software came.
Yes.
So that is how the whole my journey began. So homeopathy began as a curiosity, and then it also a person. It's also individualized. You know, something in you takes you in that direction.
Yes.
Because there are so many people. Even now, when I presented in the Indian psychiatric conference, annual conference, I presented. But many people are just asking, you know, how can homeopathy work? This, so they cannot think. They are very left brain.
True.
So if you are too left brain, then you will not get attracted to it. There has to be a little more holistic approach in you by itself for you to be attracted to this science. So I think homeopathy took me in rather than me taking homeopathy.
Yes. It's very. I remember when you used to teach us in CCH and FCH. You said once, I remember. Earlier when I used to take cases while you were doing psychiatry, so you were not very satisfied with the way of case taking. But when people used to say कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है, yeah, I'm doing this, yeah, I'm sleeping like this. You told us once that मुझे ऐसे लगता था ये सब कचरा क्यों बता रहे. I just want to prescribe because that's the way we are doing. And after that you said, I understood that यही मुझे पूछना है. This kachra is so important. This is everything. So it was a wonderful journey. So it was wonderful to know about.
थोड़ा internet issues है.
थोड़ा सा little bit of buffering is there, but it is stable now. It's stable now. Yes. Can you see me?
थोड़ा internet कट हो रहा है बीच में आपका.
इंटरनेट कट हो रहा है. ओके.
I mean, your internet is little not so.
Sir, but
it's going away in between.
It's quite stable at my end. Is it fluctuating?
Because I can see myself, but it is getting cut. It is fluctuating. Okay. So tell me, what else?
Yes. So, sir, can you tell us some very memorable case or something like that where you really got attracted or towards homeopathy? That
No. There's no such one case or anything. It is general.
Okay.
And I also remember that in my own practice, initially what I was doing also was really murdering homeopathy. Because what I learned from that Dr. Pai was to give polytherapy. I used to give many remedies. It was more, acne hai to give natramure 6, silicia 6, iodum 6. As a combo. So I was doing combo homeopathy. And I was not even keeping the remedies with me. I would send them to a pharmacy and tell them, take this combination from there. So that fellow tolerated me for some time, that homeopathy pharmacy. Afterwards, he told all my patients, he started telling, don't go to that doctor, it's dangerous. This is not how homeopathy. The patients would come and tell me, hey, doctor, ye to aapko gali de raha hai.
My God.
So then I said, okay, then I started keeping the drugs and then mixing and giving. So this is how I started. But then I remember sometimes, it is like Shankar will give a very nice example. How is homeopathy? You stand on a field with a gun and you keep shooting up in the sky. And by chance a bird is flying and you shoot the bird and you see how homeopathy.
Yes.
So sometimes by luck one alcoholic had come. I remember I just gave him sulfur. I don't know why I gave sulfur that time. And there was a big change.
Okay.
And a very big change. He's saying, I don't feel like. So I was surprised. So some miracles would happen intermittently, which would make me feel, wow, it works. I would not know the depth of why. I would not know how sulfur is. And I was sitting in a polyclinic. There was one homeopath. I would ask him also, teach me, teach me, teach me. So I think for learning anything, you have to be a student.
Yes.
All of them, even see Dr. Jayesh, Dr. Shankar, and Suji, all of them are excellent students. When you're teaching something, they want to learn. This is that quality. I think homeopathy always keeps us humble, and we are eternal students. We can never study life in totality.
Yes, very true.
So,
yes. So I want to ask you, what inspires you the most? Because you're doing so many things. You're managing your work, writing, teaching. So what inspires you to do all these things?
First of all, I'm not doing too much.
Okay.
I'm not doing too much because when you do something you love, you're never tired.
Yes. Yes.
What you love, you are never tired. No.
Yes. True.
When you love something, that it refreshes you, it energizes you.
Yes.
I remember one incident, and that was my long back, and whole day, and it was so many patients, and then there was some fellow who had come from some Slovakia or something, and he was sitting in my clinic, and then just to accommodate him, and I could not say no, and then that one new case came, and I was so tired, and I took the case, and that was my first prescription of black leonine, and I understood the case, and I was so fresh. It was like I had taken some nice tea, coffee, or something, or whatever you want to say, or Coke, and I felt so fresh and nice.
Yes.
So I think homeopathy by itself energizes you and makes you feel very nice about when you do your good work. But as I told you, my whole theme was that I want to understand it.
Yes.
My whole idea is to understand.
Yes.
This, even if you see from chakra system,
Yes.
the insight, understanding mind, knowing yourself. It is getting cut in between for you?
No, sir. It's good for me.
No, because you start going in circles, so I don't know. Okay, so I will continue to talk. Okay,
yes.
so
Yes.
even when you see chakra system, from the sixth chakra is to not just accept something but to know. It is called the third eye. It is to put light on, to understand, to get knowledge. We say no, asatoma sadgamaya.
Yes.
From unconscious, from darkness to light. So the first chakra is darkness. Sixth chakra is light. So our journey is from darkness to light. And I think for me, homeopathy, when it is practice from understanding the patient, whether you're doing even for a pathology, physical pathology, when you understand the patient, I think that is for me the highest form. And this is why I came into homeopathy. I love psychiatry. I was disappointed. Then I felt delusional method. Wow, Shankaran, that's how I came there. But still, many of us are doing a lot of blind procedures. No? How homeopathy generally, when we say symptomatically, when we treat symptom method, what we do is take rubrics, repertories, then you have some remedies, then which is the strongest. So in a way, it's a little bit of blind procedure. I'm not saying it is not correct, because in every case I do it. There's no question. Because that itself gives me an idea of what I think of. And then I see which fits into my patient. Because knowing my patient and knowing the remedy, then I see which one comes up. And it is a very helpful tool. But to do it just, you don't know the patient, but you take the rubrics and repertories and then come to a remedy. You're not sure. Then next time you give another remedy. Then third time you give. Sometimes you give a right one, but you prematurely leave it because you're not confident of it.
Yes.
So this system approach has been a wonderful gift, which began with some of our homeopaths. And I think the system and symptom approach together now completes our homeopathy.
Yes.
So the whole idea is to understand. This is what the PEM is all about, understanding the patient. And you know the patient in totality. So then you don't doubt, is this remedy, that remedy. Now I'm teaching and I'm also doing this FHPC course. By the end of the course, most of the people come to that same remedy from the understanding.
Yes.
So for me to understand, to put light on, there should be clarity. The whole journey of life is confusion to clarity. When something is very like magnolia state, confusion.
Yes.
And then as you evolve and develop, you become more clear. It's like you take clay, you put it on a potter's wheel. You don't know what it is. It's just a lump of clay.
Yes.
But as you define it, as you work on it, it becomes something very defined, and you have a clear idea of what it is. You make a vase out of it, and you can see it. So this is our journey, evolutionary journey.
Yes.
So to have clarity about the patient, I think this is very important for me. And this is what I enjoy, and this is what I teach.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Like, beautifully you explained. And my next question is related to this, because you teach PM method, and so many of our audiences don't know about what is personal evolution method. Can you please talk a little bit about what it is in whole? And
okay, so I will tell. So I will tell you my journey. So my journey began with psychiatry, then homeopathy, which was symptom approach. I learned, I used to, on my way, wherever I used to go, I used to open and by heart all the rubrics also and learn repertory like a Bible. So from there I began. So it's not that I don't know that. Something is built over it. So this system approach has built over it. Then came Shankar. Then came Yan Shoulder. So there were people. I don't say that the one who came later was better or lesser. It is just that he added another thing to it. Then somebody else came and added something more to it. So it built. And it is growing, and it is still growing.
yes.
So what I saw is, coming from the sensation method, and I'm a part of it, that when you see a science, every science has one basic underpinning, or what we say as the base, a base on which you create a science. You cannot have a science without what exactly you are doing.
Yes.
So in homeopathy, what we do is we individualize a case. Right?
Yes.
Our homeopathy is all about individualizing.
Yes.
If you remove Liza from the middle of the word individualize, it becomes individuate.
Yes. Individuate.
Individuation. Individuation is your level of development. Okay. Now, I'm not saying because of this I'm doing it. It's just a coincidence that individualization, if you remove the middle four words, then it becomes individuation. So, let's say sensation method. What do we do in the mineral kingdom? In the mineral kingdom, we follow the periodic table. In the periodic table, what do? We follow the development
stages of life.
You say that conception, womb stage, infancy stage, school age, adolescent, or adult stage.
Yes.
So what is that? And then you have 18 columns, which are again from childhood to old age. You can see it from the age perspective.
Yes.
How you are dealing with each of that. Let's say calcarea line, how are you going to do in that Ferrum series? How you follow up in the 18 different ways of coping with that same issues.
Yes.
So each row has certain issues, and there are 18 coping ways, which is also to do with age. Okay. If you read, some people who have read the book will know. These 18 columns are actually 18 different stages of ages. So finally, we are doing development. We are seeing a human being in terms of, is he a school age person? Is he an infant? Is he a womb stage? Is he an adult? This is what we do, right?
Yes.
But when it comes to plant, we don't do development. We say, what is the sensation? Can you see suddenly you're changing your entire mind, your way of looking at things?
Yes.
It's a totally different approach.
True.
And then we go to animal kingdom, third approach, kingdom, sub-kingdom. So you will tell, okay, now that it's an animal, then is it a reptile? Is it a spider group? Is it a mollusk? Is it a mammal? Is it a bird?
Yes.
Is it an insect? Is it an amphibian? So here again you are seeing it in terms of clusters, and group themes.
Yes.
So you are using 3 methods in one.
True.
You are using 3 methods. When you do like this, one big danger is you have to know your kingdoms very well.
Yes.
You have to be very sure if it is a mineral, plant, or animal.
Yes.
I remember when I teach students, first thing they'll say is, this is the kingdom, this is the miasm.
Yes.
It is a plant and kingdom and miasm. These are two important things, like, but tell me frankly, I mean, how many of us really know what kingdom we are? Am I a plant? Oh, I know, but some say, no, you are an animal. No, I think I'm sensitive, I'm a plant.
Sometimes it
We
feels
are all...
like this kingdom, sometimes it would feel like that kingdom.
Yes, it is not that easy. Now you are going to base your whole thing only on one thing, and that is kingdom analysis. Then if you are wrong there, everything goes wrong. So first and foremost, you cannot have one science with three methods.
Yes.
One science with three approaches you cannot have.
Yes.
So what happened, I was in Israel and I met Yakir. She was my student there, and she just met me and she says, can I tell you half an hour only something about plants? And I said, oh my God. Now where I was tired, I said, okay, tomorrow I'll give you half an hour. And when she started, in 5 minutes, I said, this is what I'm looking for. See, this is what I say, resonance. I just knew, because she was mapping plants from developmental. Before that, I was prescribing too much of mineral.
Yes.
Like Shankar would tell me, you're a master in minerals. Why? Because I understood minerals. Yes. But I did not understand plants from that perspective. So she just gave a hint, and in my own way, I understood that science. But that Cronquist map, what she was using, I took that up. I could not sit with her, like, and her book also was not there. It was only in Hebrew. So I didn't have enough time to really learn each and everything so much in detail. But I got the concept. As I said, no, I like to work with concepts. So I understood and everything, and it was a big milestone. And then I said, why not have animals also from the developmental perspective? And then I developed the animal chapter. Yes. So now we have all three kingdoms, the plant, mineral and animal, from the same perspective of development.
Yeah, and in the same chart. So it's very, very practical to use it.
Yes, no, not same. There are three different charts.
Yeah, but I mean, the grid is same. Like with the same grid.
Yeah, the method is same because they are the same, following the same principle. Yes. So it's very important, no? Then that also gives me a correspondence. Let's say there was one patient who was coming, one homeopath, senior homeopath referred to me one case. It was typical nitricum. So that homeopath, she gave nitricum, argentum nitricum, kali nitricum, then she gave nitrogen, then she gave oxygen, and she tried everything possible with nitricum. Didn't work. She came to me, and I trust her understanding. Just because of correspondence, I said she needs cactus. Now for me, cactus is a nitricum equivalent in a plant. Can you imagine as simple as that? Wow. Somebody you give natrum a lot of times, but doesn't work. I might think of chocolate. Yes. Now chocolate, if you see the story of chocolate in the Proving by Jeremy Sher, same thing, no, mother first showing the love side and then she shows the thorny side. Yes. It's same story of natrum, but you understand that when you see where chocolate is placed in the chart. So you understand. And when you understand this plant chart, if you read my first book, you will see that all the sensations can be understood. Now, I have not denied. I didn't say that because I'm doing development, I'm going to leave sensations. Yes. I know exactly why euphorbiacy feels bound. I know why anacardiacy feels caught. I know why piperacy wants excitement. I know why labiata wants passion. I know why ignatia will collapse. Yes. So everything I know, you can see what I'm saying, I know. Yes. So this method has made a blind procedure of sensation into knowing sensations. So anything that puts light on is higher. Yes. If I can put light on something, if something explains something, that means that thing is higher. Yes. So this evolutionary approach, it's like an umbrella which does not delete anything. It does not delete symptom method. I'm not saying no. Not systematic method. It takes Jan Scholten, it takes Yakir, it takes Shankaran, it takes everybody, and all that was blind now becomes understanding. Yes. And now I've added this whole chakra system, And now I am teaching everything only from chakra perspective, because the 6 chakras are the 6 stages of human development.
Wow.
And each chakra has specific issues. And when you have a chakra, then your chakra will tell you why which particular organ is affected, why it is affected. So it is taking it even to a higher level. And I think it is something. So whole idea is that you become understandable. Now I know why mammals have themes, like belonging to a group, and then sacrificing by being part of the group, hierarchy within the group, self-critical behavior, all these particular things which we talk about, conflicts and, again, sexual and aggression and all. Everything can be understood when you know where mammals are in that chart.
Okay.
So what I would say is, I can go on, not talking.
Yes, yes, sir. Please. That's so
Okay.
good.
Okay. So, for example, I tell you,
Yes.
there are 2 ways of seeing patients. Generally, what we are doing is, most of us are scared of psychiatry.
Yes, I am one of them.
So most of us are scared and we feel, oh, we can't do. Actually, they are easier, much easier. And I'll talk about that later. But so I'll tell you. So I see mainly psychiatric patients. Now, whole of our repertoire, our books, repertories are mainly made for physical illnesses. I'll tell you why. If you open a repertory, you'll see body is made into so many sections.
Yes.
Head, eyes, nose, ears, external throat, respiratory, you name it, extremities, whatever you want, you go on naming every part of your body.
Yes.
Mind is only one, which means you have left it just like that.
Very
Mind is bigger or body is bigger.
I am realizing this now that yes, it's so true that we have only one chapter for mind.
Can you imagine mind is one? And I remember many good homeopaths all over the world say, don't go into mental symptoms because you're prone to interpretation, no?
Yes.
What I might feel jealousy, you will say is possessiveness, or you might take it in another way. So everybody interprets. So mind rubrics are dangerous. Very dangerous. Because patient talks so many things, what to take and what not to take.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why it is a problem. What are the 4 main principles of homeopathic case taking? Location, sensation, modality, concomitant.
Yes.
Sab log agree karenge? If I say I got pain and I go to Yamini, I got pain. Dr. Yamini, I got. So you say, no, where is the pain? Location. I say, I will not tell you. You treat. You'll say, you go away, I can't treat you. Will you say or no?
Yes.
As soon as I tell I got pain in my ear, then at least you will open your ear section, which side, and then you will see.
True.
So you need location. Going into mind is like going into the sea without a compass.
Yes.
I got anxiety. Where to look? Because there is no location. There is only one big mass of mind.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. True.
So when you have a physical problem, what we do is we zoom in. I'm using this language. Zoom in means you're narrowing down. Where is the pain? How is the pain? Tell me what makes it better. You go into details.
Yeah.
Correct? You go into the details and then you will put into the repertory. Even if it is not a simillimum, you're covering all the things. The relief will be there. There may not be a very big change in the mind. But the symptom wise, at least you will improve.
Yes.
This is what we do.
Yes.
But when you have a mind patient, you can't zoom in. Where will you zoom? Where to zoom? Because there is no location, no sensation, no modality, nothing.
Yes.
Hardly any. So what we need to do is zoom out.
Okay.
So the approach to the mind is completely opposite. Zoom out.
Okay.
See the bigger picture. See the bigger picture. So what you have to do is sit back and say, what is this man talking about? What are his issues? He's all the time talking about his work. This we do know in periodic mineral cases. So what is he talking about? How is he coping?
True.
And then when you zoom out, when you go up, What you see down, if I'm in Mumbai sitting in my room, I'm seeing only the close things, no? My pillow, my computer, my mobile.
Yes.
I'm seeing Yamini on the screen. But when you go up from Mumbai, what you see? You see the map.
Yes. Yeah, very true.
So these three maps are actually, when you see the patient after you zoom out.
Mm.
When you zoom out, you see the big picture. So then you map him. Okay, this man is talking about this, so I must search here.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking like so the map helps you. Map is actually map of the mind,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps you to narrow down your search location. Like Natramure, chocolate, which I said. So I have to see. He's talking about the family. He's talking about career.
Yes.
He's talking about creativity. So it helps me zoom down. Then I know where to search. So it's like I go up like an eagle, and then I say, "Acha, idhar hai wo rat. Chalo niche idhar jao."
Right.
You know, then you go down to that particular spot. So this helps you to narrow down the search field, and then take the rubrics. Then you're not going to go wrong. Then you know what rubrics are important, and you are also able to explain everything else which comes in. So this is the beauty, and this is not a blind procedure. When you go up, there's a very specific, like for example, in a periodic table, there are some 5-6 columns and 18 rows. Similarly, in uh, the plants, you have 6 columns and you have 9 rows. So, and they are based on exactly ages. How a person at infancy will work, how a toddler will function, how a preschool will function, how a school person will function, how adolescent will function, how young adult will function. This is all written in our psychology books. Eric Erikson has written exactly, and when you see the patient, you'll know that this man is adult, but he's behaving like a 4-year-old child. Or you'll see a child who's looking very adult. So when you're talking, you come to know what age is his inner age. Because however old I am, I could have a child in me, or I can have a child who's very serious, like a very mature person.
Yes.
So the study of PEM is study of the inner age. And that inner age is not just imagine, like sitting philosophical like sulfur. अरे ये तो मेरे को लगता है बच्चा टॉडलर है, ऐसा नहीं है. There is a science behind it. Specific symptoms. You cannot make a mistake. Everybody will come to the same.
Yes.
And then you come. This has to be this. Now when I'm teaching, they say this is a toddler stage.
Yes.
And it is a toddler stage, and all of them will agree.
Yes.
One or two might make a mistake in understanding, but people will counter, no, it's not toddler because see, you're making a mistake there. That means it is a very perfect science. You know the age and you know coping strategy, and you can come to remedy. And this is not a big task. It sounds like, oh my God, I have to study this. It is not a big task. Once you learn it, it is very, very easy. I'm telling you, people who have done FHPC are very happy. They are saying our life has changed because the way you look at things, you understand life, you see how patients are. They're saying we come to know about ourselves, we come to know about our family, forget our patients. So it is very rewarding because it is like you see and understand things and how they are, and you know exactly how they function. Even the homeopaths are saying that we have become very tolerant because now we have acceptance that people are like this because of this reason.
True.
You know?
Right. Yes.
So this is very good. Now I'll just tell you one more thing about homeopathy and psychiatry. You know, psychiatry started with this. Can you imagine? They started with Freud, Eric Erikson, Carl Jung, who understood mind well, but they didn't know how to treat.
Yes.
अरे ये सब भाषण अच्छा है, that you have ego, super ego, and you have this shadow and whatever nonsense they might be talking, but there is no way of treating with it. So you have all big ideas, but you can't put it onto ground. So finally they gave up and they started going for biochemistry or biological method by which they give you chemicals. Because psychological didn't help them with solution. Chemicals give you solution. But that psychology which was thrown away by psychiatrists, we can pick up as homeopaths. Because we understand that and we can give a remedy based on it, which psychiatrists cannot give. So this is a very big thing. So all that which I had learned or I'm learning now, or that time it was not even considered important, they never asked an exam. Those things have now become relevant for me because that gives you insight into human psyche.
Yes.
So it is very, very interesting. And it is nothing great, but you have to have that quest for knowledge and study. And it's not very difficult. And with little systematic studies, very soon. I never went to homeopathy. Today I'm doing. Can you imagine without opening any of those books and giving any lecture?
Yes. True.
So then I think it's not that difficult. Sometimes when you're outside, it sounds very difficult, but when you're in it, it is not so.
It actually sounds like that, but like you're explaining. And also, sir, I have seen, because I have done the psychiatric series, which you have done like 4 years back, and also attended many of your classes. I know it's very interesting, and the way you explain the cases and you solve cases, I have also learned a lot of things. So I want to ask you that. And also, I have learned one more thing, sir, during this, especially this, PEM modules, that not only psychiatric cases, even other cases also, when you are solving through this method, you actually understand why this person is having this problem or pathology, and at where in the map we should look for the remedy. So that is also another
Exactly.
advantage.
So I'll give you, in physical problems, you follow the zoom in method, come to a remedy, but also zoom out to confirm the remedy.
Yes.
So, okay, this is the patient. Now you might have let's say asthma. Asthma, so many patients have asthma. But when you zoom out, then you know the patient, then you'll say, out of all these remedies of asthma, I'll give this because it fits the character.
Yes.
So you first go into the physical and then go into mind. In psychiatry, you do the opposite. You first go into the mind and then go into the physicals.
Yes. But for confirmation, as well as to understand, like you said, in plant kingdom, it's very good thing to understand why behind what. Because in Shankar's method, we understand what is there, but why it is there, it doesn't come out. So that is.
This is that what I'm saying. Knowledge. You want to know. Our minds are made to know why. We want to know.
Yeah.
We want light. We want to know things. This is our basic human thing.
Yes.
And it is very, very rewarding. And also, as a science, hardly any. So what we need to do is zoom out. Okay. So the approach to the mind is completely opposite. Zoom out.
Okay.
See the bigger picture. See the bigger picture. So what you have to do is sit back and say, what is this man talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What are his issues? Mm-hmm. He's all the time talking about his work. This we do know in periodic mineral cases. So what is he talking about? How is he coping?
True.
And then when you zoom out, when you go up, what do you see down? If I'm in Mumbai sitting in my room, I'm seeing only the close things, my pillow, my computer, my mobile.
Yes.
I'm seeing Yamini on the screen. But when you go up from Mumbai, what do you see? You see the map.
Yes. Yeah, very true.
So these three maps are actually when you see the patient after you zoom out. Mm. When you zoom out, you see the big picture. So then you map him. Okay, this man is talking about this, so I must search here. Mm-hmm. He's talking there. So the map helps you. Map is actually map of the mind. Mm-hmm. And it helps you to narrow down your search field. Location. Mm-hmm. Like natramure, chocolate, which I said. So I have to see, he's talking about the family. He's talking about career.
Yes. He's
talking about creativity. So it helps me zoom down, then I know where to search. So it's like I go up like an eagle and then I say, Acha, idhar hai wo rat. Chalo, niche idhar jao. Then you go down to that particular spot. So this helps you to narrow down the search field and then take the rubrics. Then you're not going to go wrong. Then you know what rubrics are important. And you are also able to explain everything else which comes in. So this is the beauty, and this is not a blind procedure. When you go up, there's a very specific, like for example, in a periodic table, there are some 5-6 columns and 18 rows. Similarly, in the plants, you have 6 columns and you have 9 rows. So, and they are very and they are based on exactly ages. How a person with infancy will work, how a toddler will function, how a preschool will function, how a school person will function, how adolescent will function, how young adult will function. This is all written in our psychology books. Eric Erickson has written exactly, and when you see the patient, you'll know that this man is adult, but he's behaving like a 4-year-old child. Or you'll see a child who's looking very adult. So when you're talking, you come to know what age is his inner age. Because however old I am, I could have a child in me, or I can have a child who's very serious, like a very mature person.
Yes.
So the study of PEM is study of the inner age. And that inner age is not just imagine, like sitting philosophical like sulfur. अरे ये तो मेरे को लगता है बच्चा टॉडलर है, ऐसा नहीं है. There is a science behind it. Specific symptoms. You cannot make a mistake. Everybody will come to the same.
Yes.
And then you come. This has to be this. Now when I'm teaching, they say this is a toddler stage.
Yes.
And it is a toddler stage. And all of us then will agree.
Yes.
One or two might have make a mistake in understanding, but people will counter, no, it's not toddler because see, you're making a mistake there. That means it is a very perfect science. You know the age and you know coping strategy and you can come to remedy. And this is not a big task. It sounds like, oh my God, I have to study this. It is not a big task. Once you learn it, it is very, very easy. I'm telling you, people who have done FHPC are very happy. They are saying our life has changed because the way you look at things, you understand life, you see how patients are. They saying we come to know about ourselves, we come to know about our family, forget our patients. So it is very rewarding because it is like you see and understand things and how they are, and you know exactly how they function. Even the homeopaths are saying that we have become very tolerant because now we have acceptance that people are like this because of this.
True.
You know?
Right. Yes.
So this is very good. Now I'll just tell you one more thing about homeopathy and psychiatry. You know, psychiatry started with this. Can you imagine? They started with Freud, Eric Erickson, Carl Jung, who understood mind well, but they didn't know how to treat.
Yes.
अरे ये सब भाषण अच्छा है, that you have ego, super ego, and you have this shadow and whatever nonsense they might be talking, but there is no way of treating with it. So you have all big ideas, but you can't put it onto ground. So finally they gave up and they started going for biochemistry or biological method by which they give you chemicals. Because psychological didn't help them with solution. Chemicals give you solution. But that psychology which was thrown away by psychiatrists, we can pick up as homeopaths. Because we understand that and we can give a remedy based on it, which psychiatrists cannot give. So this is a very big thing. So all that which I had learned or I am learning now, or that time it was not even considered important, they never asked in exam. Those things have now become relevant for me because that gives you insight into human psyche.
Yes.
So it is very, very interesting. And it is nothing great. But you have to have that quest for knowledge and study. And it's not very difficult. And with little systematic studies, very soon. Me, I never went to homeopathy. Today I'm doing. Can you imagine without opening any of those books and giving in?
Yes. True.
So then I think it is it's not that difficult. Sometimes when you're outside, it sounds very difficult, but when you're in it, it is not so.
It actually sounds like that, but like you're explaining. And also, sir, I have seen, because I have done the psychiatric series, which you have done like 4 years back, and also attended many of your classes. I know it's very interesting, and the way you explain the cases and you solve cases, I have also learned a lot of things. So I want to ask you that. And also, I have learned one more thing, sir, during this, especially this, PEM modules, that not only psychiatric cases, even other cases also, when you are solving through this method, you actually understand why this person is having this problem or pathology, and at, where in the map we should look for the remedy. So that is also another advantage.
So I'll give you, in physical problems, you follow the zoom in method, come to a remedy, but also zoom out to confirm the remedy.
Yes.
So, okay, this is the patient. Now you might have let's say asthma. So many patients have asthma. But when you zoom out, Then you know the patient, then you'll say, out of all these remedies of asthma, I'll give this because it fits the character.
Yes.
So you first go into the physical and then go into mind. In psychiatry, you do the opposite. You first go into the mind and then go into the physicals.
Yes. But for confirmation as well as to understand, like you said, in plant kingdom, it's very good thing to understand why behind what. Because, you know, in Shankaran method, we understand what is there, but why it is there, it doesn't come out. So that is...
This is that what I'm saying, knowledge. You want to know. Our minds are made to know why. We want to know.
Yeah.
We want light. We want to know things. This is our basic human thing.
Yes.
And it is very, very rewarding. And also, no, as a science, we cannot, we have to have a system.
Yes.
You cannot have different things involved in it. But they are not wrong.
Yes.
But they are not complete truth. This is what I want to say. Nothing is wrong. Nobody's work has been wrong. In fact, everybody has contributed. Hats off for whatever done. Can you imagine finding sensation of each plant family? Is it a joke what Dr. Rajan Shankaran has done?
That's
amazing work.
Thing, yes.
Amazing work. It is not correct, but it is not understandable. That truth has to be understood like repertory. People who have made repertories are fools.
Yes.
But we are making it understandable.
Yes.
Sensations, we are making it understandable. Development also we understand.
Yes.
And I think these chakras take it even one level, because chakras are physical, emotional, spiritual, all three things are told or understood by.
Sure. Sir, we have also a question from an audience related to chakra. Can I take that?
Take na.
Dr. Lakshmi is asking, sir, what is the importance of chakra and how does it help in correlation with patient and medicine? Please throw some light on this.
Oh my God, it is a very big thing. I cannot tell you about this, but I'll tell you.
Little bit.
One simple thing. Why chakra is important first, I'll tell you. What is homeopathy? Is it material medicine?
No.
What is it?
It's a energy. I would say it's
okay, energy. Except energy. So when you're giving energy medicine, don't you want to know the energy system of your body?
Yes. Yes.
Chakra is the energy system of your body. You know physical system of your body. You don't know the energy system. Where exactly your medicine is working.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Our whole body is made up of energy patterns. The Chinese will call it that whatever chi or whatever. This is energy system. So these are no physical place. These 6 chakras are nowhere. You dissect the body into however micro pieces you want, you will not find the chakra. These are energetic fields. These are the wheels or whirlpools of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And over so many years of God alone knows how these people have done it in ancient times. I don't know. It's not one man's work.
Mm-hmm.
And it has stood the test of time. And each chakra represents one thing. For example, the first chakra, the root chakra, the foundation, it is like the womb stage.
Yes.
The second chakra is like infancy. The third chakra is like a toddler. The fourth chakra is school age. The fifth chakra is adolescent. Can you imagine? So I've understood these chakras from the age perspective. You see, I have not changed my basis. My underpinning has not changed. And how you can understand from that you will come to. Because the whole this fourth chakra is supposed to be self-expression. How you express yourself. And that is creativity. And you will also see pathology there. Somebody with a 6th chakra pathology will have pathology. So anybody will come with ENT problem. I know I have to look into this chakra, and you'll see the whole mental makeup will be of that. He'll say there are many things in me which I am not able to express. Or the heart chakra has specific issues. The navel chakra, which is the Manipur chakra or the toddler stage, is the fire chakra. And every chakra also has an element. So, oh my God, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. My book is, already I've done the rough finish of my book, but it will take some time. But everything is there in the book. No new material is going to be put. But I have to refine it in a book form and put it from point into a book form before it comes out. And then I'm also going to come out with some next book, which will be immediately, which will be doing lot of cases only through chakra method.
Wow.
Right now I'm doing in Germany, I'm doing webinar. Every Monday I do a webinar with the Germans. And it is called MWM, Mondays with Mahesh. And there I teach one case. And when I teach, I'm being very honest. I don't think what case I'm taking. I just pick a case because it's an interesting and a new remedy or something where I can teach. I take and I only explain my chakra system.
Oh, interesting.
Week after week. And now it is my 5th series of MWM going on.
Wow.
And I'm teaching every Monday one case.
Lovely.
And even I have a group in India now. It is called ITC. In the clinic it is called. And there also I'm teaching only the chakra method. Every alternate Wednesdays we do two cases. So it is very interesting. And the more you get into it, you'll see how it is completing it. What I was saying, PEN, I was talking about mineral, animal, plant, but chakras somehow bring everything together. It's even a bigger umbrella.
Wow.
Because each chakra will tell you what is your spiritual lesson, what you need to learn. So it's not just material, it is also spiritual. It will also tell you what sort of physical pathology you can get. It will also tell you what sort of mental makeup you will have and what sort of mental disorder you have.
Wow, amazing.
So it is ultimate. Ultimate is not the word. It is so good. And so many people are tapping that. It's like an ocean from which everybody takes their share. The acupuncture, acupressure people take, the crystal wala take, the color therapy people take.
Yes.
So everybody uses this method.
Yes.
So I cannot tell more, but it is just common sense that if you are treating with your energy medicines, better know your energy patterns. And these are the 6 major, most important energy centers. So they are the cities. It's like you go from Bombay, then you go to Pune, then you go to Indore, then to Bhopal. Yeah. These are all important centers. Then there are smaller centers. You needn't know them. You just know the big centers. And when you know the problem, you know where to look. It's like I have to see my problem. I've located close to Indore. So first I have to take my flight and go to Indore and see where the problem is. Yes. Similarly, when I know my chakras, I know where to start looking for my problem. And what medicines and which medicine will work at which chakra.
Okay. Wow. That's so interesting. Sir, people also want to, they're asking, can they join this ITC or other programs of yours and how they can
I know ITC we don't take in directly for one reason is because they're all senior people who have attended my modules and also people who have done FHPC.
Okay.
I've finished 3 years now. It is FHPC 1, 2 and 3. Now 4th one is going on.
Yes.
So if somebody completely new comes who doesn't even know plant chart, mineral chart, mineral chart, first of all, it will be big postgraduate for them. And then they might ask some simple questions which others might say, oh, she's wasting time or he's wasting time because all this we already know.
Yes.
So you have to start. And a right time will come. Why not you join FHPC? I think FHPC would be an ideal way. Even now, if you want, you can contact the other sound.
Yes.
If you're not too much interested in the degree, then you have just started the course. They will even take you up as a 1 year. It turns out a little cheaper also if you're not doing the course.
Yes.
And you can do the whole course and you will learn. You learn psychiatry, you learn all psychiatric disorders through cases. There'll be also theoretical things. And then the second half, I do a lot of live cases one after another so that you learn a lot of even many newer remedies which you otherwise don't prescribe, but once you learn them, you'll see, oh my God, they are so common in our practice.
Wow. So those who want to join, we already have one of your student, Dr. Lakshmi. She is saying eagerly waiting to see you in FHPC batch 4, sir. So I guess she's already in there.
Yeah. It is just begun, no? So it'll happen with time.
So you can join FHPC, and I will also put a contact of the other song so that you can directly contact
Dr. Dinesh.
Yes, Dr.
Yeah, Dr. Dinesh.
So I will just.
And also they can read my book. They can read my books to begin with. The first book is important.
Okay. Sir,
the foundation
sir,
book.
I will put up your email also, to order the books. I guess that will.
Okay. Yeah. And then the desktop is very good because desktop psychiatry is, very. If you have a patient of OCD.
Yes.
Then you open my book on OCD, and then there is a whole sort of a schema which will tell you these are the type of OCD patients with what sort of remedies will.
Yes.
It will be a very big help. You'll go through it, then it'll help you. Because now I'm practicing psychiatry for 40 years. So over a period of time, I know certain patterns which come.
I'm also reading the foundation book, sir, and it's amazing. So many revelations are.
And even desktop is very good
Okay.
because psychiatric topic is discussed, so that only that much relevant for us.
Okay.
So this is also for FHPC. It's like a textbook. So there we don't talk so much about the drugs all, but it is homeopathic perspective. And then at the end of each topic, let's say anxiety, then panic disorder. Let's say that panic. What sort of remedies come? OCD, what sort of remedies come? Schizophrenia, what sort of remedies come? Bipolar, what remedies? So you just open that, you get a lot of hint. It's a schema, you can say, in a way. That's why it is called desktop psychiatry or homeopaths. So that could also be interesting.
Okay.
And one is a very specific topic, anxiety and panic.
Yes. Yes. So I will be putting up email where you can order these books, and you should definitely go through it. I'm also, I have just started, so I will also go through that. Sir, I also want to ask you.
Yamini was our very bright student.
Thank you, sir.
The topper in POS. I can never forget that. So sincere.
Sir, that was a great privilege to do FCH with you, and I can't tell you do CCH and FCH. It was the biggest treasure that we could learn from you, from sir. It was amazing. It was a life-changing experience. Even the psychiatry series when I did, because I was also very much interested into psychiatry, but like I said, I'm a little frightened of when it comes to psychiatric cases, but now it's not like that. But in those times it was little difficult because I was also a new practitioner. So sir, I want to ask you the same thing, because there are a lot of people who are actually interested in doing psychiatric practice or taking psychiatric cases, because they know that there is so much to offer with homeopathy, but obviously they are a little hesitant.
In fact, every patient of ours has some anxiety, depression.
Yes.
You forget, whether you come with any problem, you will see that stresses of life they will talk about.
Yes. And especially
and we go so much into the details.
It's so evident. After the pandemic, it is clear.
And every patient we ask, what are your stresses, what is happening in your life. So we are, in a way, actually like psychotherapists.
Yes.
True. But psychotherapy is only talking cure, and talking cure does not make a change. However much you talk, that inner change will not come here. So I don't have, once you understand and you give homeopathy, they will come and tell you, I didn't do much effort, but even then I have changed.
Yes.
So this is a big thing,
Yes. So there's one more question from the audience, that when treating a typical psychiatric case which is coming from a psychiatrist and is already on some medication, say antidepressants or anti-anxiety or whatever it is, so how to reduce that, or whether we should withdraw it or not? So what's your take on that?
So first of all, don't withdraw it. There are some school of thoughts which say, till you are giving those medicines, they will not improve, forget. All my patients are taking psychiatric, and with time, as they improve, they leave it.
Okay.
Sometimes very, very quickly they leave it. So I'll tell you, physical medicines are like, talwar, gun, physical problem. Our medicine is like atom bomb. You can't compare, it's energy.
Yes, it's so interesting.
So we are so scared of all these chemical medicines affecting our energy medicines. It is deep-seated. Can you imagine how it changes our outlook of life? It is so deep.
Yeah.
So not to get worried about these superficial medicines. And sometimes when you stop it, you will put them in danger. In fact, patients come and tell, can we stop? I say no.
Yeah.
First of all, because when I give a remedy, you will stop the medicines, then I don't know what is happening. Is the patient in problem because he stopped or because of my medicine? So you have to make only one change at a time. So when they come, I say, I will do it. First, take it. Now, what happens is very interesting question is that most of the time I don't need to tell them to change. They change themselves. All the psychiatrists will say, अभी तुमको इतने दवा की जरूरत नहीं, अभी हम लोग कम कर सकते हैं.
हाँ.
You know why? Because let's say my psychiatric problem is up till this level.
Okay.
And I give homeopathic, allopathic medicines to take care of at this level. Now, when I give homeopathy, this becomes down. When this becomes down, this is extra medicine. Extra medicines produce side effects. The patient who was otherwise all right will start saying, अभी मुझे बहुत नींद आने लगी है, मैं पूरा दिन सोता हूँ, बहुत मुंह सोखता है, आई एम कॉन्स्टिपेटेड, आई जस्ट कांट मूव. तो डॉक्टर बोले अभी कुछ जरा भारी पड़ रही है, मुझे थोड़ी दवा कम कर.
Okay.
So very often I'm telling you, I don't have to tell them. So don't worry whether the psychiatrist is cooperative or not. Secondly, then I tell you, no, अरे क्या बाबा 2 महीने हो गए तुमने दवा कम नहीं किया, चलो मैं ये 1 गोली कम करता हूँ.
Okay.
So then the patient will tell, doctor, I'll tell you one thing very truthfully. I was afraid you will get angry on me. Already reduced 2 times.
Okay. Yeah.
So many times I have to tell them, इतना जल्दी मत करो बाबा, इतना जल्दी मत. When you improve, you know it.
Yes.
You know it. And you will only say, now I don't need so much. Something in you tells you, you know it, that you're better. You'll feel no. And you'll start feeling the side effects of the drug. When you take more than required, it is a side effect. So don't worry about it. And don't feel lesser to those people.
Yes.
Tell them, go to your psychiatrist and follow. अपने आप कम हो जाएगा.
Wow.
Because when they improve, they will not need so much medicines. And the doctor also will understand. He doesn't need because he seems better.
Yes.
Sometimes what happens is when we stop, some medicines like antidepressants, antipsychotics remain in our system. Like for example, I'm depressed. I take an antidepressant. It doesn't work immediately. It takes 1 month to improve. If I'm schizophrenic, if I take medicines, it takes 2 months to improve.
Yes.
That means it goes into my brain and changes the chemicals and maintains it.
Yes.
Now, if I stop it, first thing they feel is nice. अरे हल्का लग रहा है, अच्छा लग रहा है, because the side effect goes away. But the medicine is still there working. And then they'll say, मेरा side effect निकल गया और मुझे अच्छा भी लग रहा है. And the homeopath will say, wow, I treated very well. But after 2 months, suddenly the symptoms come up.
Yes.
Because the mechanicals, whatever they were given from outside, when they reduce, the symptoms come back. So we are very easily convinced that we have made them all right, but it is not true.
Yes.
So very often, even if you reduce, you have to reduce it by 10-15% over a period of month, 2 months. Gradually, it has to be reduced. This is also what we teach in FHPC, how to go about, so that you are a little more
so we
independent.
We should do it slowly and steadily.
Slowly and wait. You have to wait.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll be into a fool's paradise. You'll feel it's all right. Sometimes the illnesses are only episodic, like bipolar.
Yes.
The manic episode comes and goes, and then maybe for 1 year he'll be all right, and again he'll get. It's like an epilepsy. So if you don't know when it comes and when it doesn't come, and we might feel, oh, he's better, and we'll say stop everything, and then he'll have such a big relapse, he'll never come back to homeopathy. He'll say, no, Baba, wo apne liye nahi. Maybe others are improving, I don't know. So you be guarded. As long as, even over a period of years, if your medicine is going down, that is what we want. If you are only on psychiatric, it only increases with time. Doesn't it decrease with time?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes. I also want to ask.
Okay, Ji.
One last question. Sir, so we are taking so much of your time, but few questions, like 1 2 only. Sir, what a student or budding homeopath should do to learn good homeopathy? Some tips from your side.
Kya ji?
Some tips for young budding homeopaths and students to learn good
homeopathy. Nothing. I remember some years back I was watching all this, I don't know, IPM, some in World Cricket or something, and then that Coke ad was coming. Eat Coke, drink Coke, live Coke, whatever it is. Problem with some of us. Some of us who are the teachers here, we are all monomanics. We only think homeopathy word. So what happens is that we are divided. A lot of things. First of all, we have to love what you do. You know, even if you have a garden and you plant plants are there, but you lovingly probably even talk with them, and then put water in, but really see them, love them, they grow on. A child which receives a lot of love grows wonderfully on.
Yes.
Similarly, if you love homeopathy, homeopathy will open itself to you.
Yes.
And you have to be dedicated, really love what you do. If it is just one more job, or you will say, nahi yaar, homeopathy mein kidhar apna dal roti chalta, bhi allopathy bhi karte. That means you are thinking it as a business.
Yes.
So it has to be, you have to be a seeker who wants to understand life, want to know about things, and use homeopathy also for your own personal growth. Then it's a very different story. So as we say, no, homeopathy is practiced at different level. It depends on what level you want to practice. If you see it live, if you use it for your own personal evolution, then I think homeopathy is beautiful. So you have to make it your first love.
Wonderful.
If you love it, whatever you love unfolds itself in front of you.
Very true.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for this beautiful words.
Thank you, Yamini. Always.
Talk. It was very inspiring, and we have learned a lot of things from this talk also, as usual, like your lectures. It's amazing to talk to you anytime. It's always a wonderful time. Thank you so much, sir. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Yamina. It's always my pleasure to talk with you, and my best wishes and love to all of you who have been listening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Good night. So I hope there are so many hearts and thank yous are coming in the comments. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I hope you enjoyed and you have learned a lot of things. And you can also watch this particular session. I will keep the recording on Homeopathy Junction. You can also share it with your colleagues and friends. Thank you so much for joining and good night, everyone. Bye-bye, sir. Thank you.